Good afternoon, respected principal, subject leaders, teachers, parents, and our dear students. Welcome to the sixth form options meeting for the academic years 2026-28. We are your host for today's event, Nimisha Anil,
Kirtiana Abraham,
and we are delighted to guide you through this program. To begin today's session, we kindly request everyone to please stand for the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Now, to bless this gathering, we will have a recitation from the Holy Quran. I invite
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء
Where has the time gone? It has absolutely flown. So very soon you'll be heading out into the world, you'll be throwing your cap in the air, you'll be celebrating escaping from school, and you'll be heading to your university and career. To do that, you need a passport to get there. You cannot go anywhere in a profession unless you have the steps, the preparation to get there. And part of that is probably A-level courses for university. So you need to think very carefully about your choices. If you know exactly, if you're lucky enough to know exactly what you want to do in your future, maybe choice is easy. But if you do not know what you want to do in your future, make sure you have a choice that is balanced and gives you options. Your education, your university is all about future options. Giving yourself the opportunity to make different choices if you change your mind. You don't want to be stuck down a path. I did other subjects and I actually went back to college and did A-level art in my own time, paying myself because that was my passion at the time. So I got different subjects, that's fine. So it's not the end of the world if you get it wrong, but advice, give yourself choices and options. Okay? So try to do something that you have some passion for, that you enjoy, if possible. Convince your parents, but also pick subjects that will give you that passport to something better in the future. All right, so I wish you all the very best. It's just the first step. You still have time. Do a lot of research. All right, go on the website, go to universities. What do they want? What do you want to do? What does it need? What subjects? All right. It's worth investing a lot of your time now so that you have all the information to make smart decisions. So best of luck. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Valerie, for your inspiring words. Before we explore the subject options, let us understand what sixth form means in the British curriculum. Sixth form refers to year 12 and year 13, the final 2 years of secondary education, also known as Key Stage 5. Students progress to sixth form after completing their IGCSE with grades A star to B, and these advanced level qualifications form the foundation for university admissions worldwide.
At WSS, our sixth form program offers students to internationally recognized examinations such as English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, business, accounting, economics, psychology, and BTech. Alongside this, we also offer Cambridge International, AS and A levels, specifically in computer science and information technology. All learners begin with the international AS level in year 12 and then progress to complete the full international A levels in year 13.
The A-level program at WSS is a 2-year journey. Students may choose 2, 3 or 4 subjects over 2 years. Students opting for only 2 subjects are strongly encouraged to take BTech as an additional qualification.
I now invite Mr. Alfred Franklin, Assistant Principal Secondary, to explain the ministry requirements and the re-enrollment process.
Very good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming in. Those who are here, those who are joining us online, thank you very much. I'm going to talk very quickly about what is the requirement from the Ministry of Education. I just want to start it with saying that Ministry of Education requirement is different from the universities you might be going. So this is the expectation of the government to attest your certificate. So according to the requirement of the government, if you want to get your certificate equalized by them, they need the students to pass 5 IGCSE subjects, which you are already in year 11, 5 IGCSE subjects, passing grades of A star to E, or if you are going to take the number system, it should be between 3 and 9. And also the students, once they go into their sixth form, which is the options evening now, at the end of the sixth form, the expectation of the government to equalize yours is 2 AS levels or 1 A level with a passing grade of A star to E. Along with that, Islamic education and Arabic are compulsory for GCC nationals, and Islamic education is compulsory for the Muslim students. If you are planning to go into any country from the UAE, or if you are planning to join any UAE university, there is a necessity for all of us to get the certificate attested by the government. The criteria I told is for only that attestation. It doesn't ensure any seat in any university. It is just an official seat. And when it comes to the re-enrollment of the sixth form, we call it as seat booking because the learning level in the sixth form after year 11 needs a specific grades that they should get from IGCSE. So we don't automatically open the seats for the students to start their sixth form. The seats are based on merit. So once the IGCSE exam results come, based on the grades that the students have got in that, then the offering of seat will happen. So a seat booking will be opened. Once you book your seat, after the seat booking, it doesn't necessitate us to give you the seat. Once your IGCSE results come, when we see the outcomes or the grades, if your children or if you are going to come, if you have scored that A star to B that is needed to pursue the subject you want to follow, we will offer the seat to you. In case if we are not offering the seat, we will refund the seat booking fee to you. If we are offering the seat, yet you are planning to go somewhere else and you are not taking our offer, then we will not be able to refund because we have already blocked this seat for you. So these are all the simple 3 steps. You book your seat and you wait for your IGCSE outcomes based on the grades you have scored and the subjects you are going to choose, which is going to be discussed elaborately. On that, we will offer seats. Then that seat booking fee will be taken into your term 1 fee. We don't offer seat. In that case, we pay the money back to you. We offer the seat, but you don't want to take the seat. In that case, we will not be able to return the booking because we held that seat for you till 1.5 months into the course, right? So the final expectation from not only from us, it's also from the ministry is all students should finish 2 full years of sixth form, but we are aware that there are many universities that has different pathways of joining them, like foundation, or sometimes they shift between countries, they go from here to the US or they go into Europe. But the general expectation is once you join a sixth form course, we want to see whole 2 years of studies that will be giving you the clear record and document that you have finished 12 years of education, grade 12 or year 13, whichever name you call it as. So that is what they are looking at. So it is strongly advised that once you start sixth form, finish all the 2 years and complete, take the certificate. If you have any doubts about it, you are most welcome to talk to us or send an email. We will explain it to you. Just follow. So after there are few more things you need to know, then we will open for question and answer. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin, for that very informative guidance.
I now call upon Ms. Seema Deshmukh, Deputy Head of Secondary, to present the sixth form course details, subject selection criteria and subject options.
Good evening, everyone. Let me begin by thanking you all for coming over here. And I know that why this particular transition is crucial. Students have been transitioning from KS1 up to KS4, but parents were never so much worried as they are now, because this particular phase determines their future pathways, their learning experiences. So I'm here to walk you through what are the options available at WSS and how can you choose the right ones. So at WSS, we have 5 options block. Every student is expected to opt for minimum 2 subjects and maximum we can offer 4. Out of these 5 blocks, which are named as A, B, C, D, E, Block A is Business Studies and Chemistry. Block B is Economics and Physics. Block C, Accounting and Biology. Block D, Psychology, Computer Science and IT. There are 3 options in Block D, and Block E is Mathematics and English. Now only the condition is, out of each block, a student can choose only one. They can't go for both. So as you see, it offers you exclusive sciences as well as exclusive commerce subjects, or you can have a mix of both. In order to be promoted to AS level, students need to have 5 IGCSEs and their score should be between A star to E. As I previously mentioned, they can opt minimum 2 subjects, or if required, depending on the requirement of university and interest, they can opt 3 or 4 subjects as well. We strongly recommend BTech for the students who have opted only 2 subjects. Students who opt for math needs to choose either mechanics or statistics as the block E suggests. Can we move to the next slide, please? Thank you. Promotion policy from year 11 to year 12. As you can see here is IGCSE minimum 5 subjects between A star to E. But in order to choose a subject for AS level, the criteria at WSS is a child must secure a score between A star to B. For a very simple reason, at IGCSE, our minimum requirement is 5 subjects, whereas that gets narrowed down to 2 subjects in AS level, 2 to 4. That means the curriculum is getting deeper and deeper, and students are required to have a very strong foundational knowledge in order to succeed. So, the selection criteria on behalf of WSS is a child needs to have score between A star to B. There is a special requirement for English language. If a student wants to study English as a first language, again he needs to have A star to B. But if a student is opting for English as a second language, they need to have A star or A grades at IGCSE level. For a very simple reason, at AS level, they need very strong reading, writing and analytical skills. So their grades should reflect that they are ready to learn that subject. Next slide, please. The requirement at WSS to run any subject successfully, we expect minimum of 20 students to opt for that particular subject. So what happens if we don't get the enrollment by 20 students? There are 2 options. If fewer than 20 students enroll for any particular subject, option 1 is the subject with lesser enrollment may not run, and we will ask a student to opt for another subject. This is option 1. Option 2 is the subject will continue to run as planned and students will get an opportunity to study the subject, but it will run in the SPIA approved integrated classes. What do I mean by integrated classes? That there are special classrooms which are aligned closer to the SLT offices, which has a partition in the middle, and the layout offers both the genders to sit and the teacher will be teaching in that class. Now this approval will be taken from the parents with the help of consent form before heading towards it. So you'll be sent a survey to choose either option 1 or option 2, and we will follow up with that survey. In this integrated classes, the students' movement is highly supervised for the smooth transitions. Teachers are always available in the corridors, and it is approved by SPIA. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, fine. I will hand over the mic to examination officers to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Seema, for the helpful details.
Now let me welcome our examination officers, Mr. Manoj Kumar and Ms. Samar Zayed, who will be guiding us through the important updates regarding the transition from Cambridge to Edexcel.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you all know, we are moving from Cambridge to Edexcel. So you should know the difference between Cambridge and Edexcel. Cambridge mainly offers a linear program where all students are expected to take all the papers in a particular series. Say, for example, if a student chooses AS Business, there are 2 papers. By the end of the year, they are supposed to write 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. So in a linear program, the student is expected to take both the papers by the end of the year. But whereas in Edexcel, you have an option of modular structure where you can sit one paper in one series and another paper in the second series. So this can be taken in different series. That is the advantage you get. That's the main benefit a student will be getting by going for a modular structure. So you got the idea about linear and modular. Is that clear? You can see here. Yeah. You can see the difference between both the structures here. Both the curriculums are universally accepted worldwide and all universities will accept all these courses. But the only difference is that here your child will get the benefit of getting a modular structure even for resit to improve your grades again. If a student is getting A in one paper and B in another paper, only B needs to be improved. The other paper is not being expected to be improved. Did you get my point? So these are the main advantages of modular structure which we are offering in Edexcel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those valuable information.
I now invite Ms. Natasha Ahmed, Regional Development Manager at Pearson Edexcel, to kindly join us on stage and brief us about the course. This will be followed by a question and answer session where Ms. Natasha will address your questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to follow up from your fantastic exam officer who just kind of gave that overview of Pearson Edexcel. And I just want to echo the point of, like your exam officer said, regardless of the exam board, the most important thing that your child should get is the best grade possible. When you apply to university is not going to say, which exam board did you do? How many units did you do? How many times did you resit? Those questions aren't going to be asked. They're going to look at your final grade, and that's why we at Pearson Edexcel give you the opportunity to do the best that you possibly can. So as you can see here, in terms of our IAL, this is our common practice for our international A-level qualifications. So we have the way that the units are formed. And these are unitized. And this means that you don't study all content at the same time and then have to do 4 exams in the same exam series and remember all of this knowledge, okay? Our exams don't really work like this. And we give you the benefit of studying 1 unit, working really hard on remembering how to approach that question. Once you do an amazing job of that, you forget that information and move on to your second unit. So what this does is it supports this kind of long-term retention of information for your main unit and allows you to do the best that you possibly can. Okay? As an exam board, we want to support you. We want you guys to do the best that you possibly can because you are the future. You're going to do 100 times better than your current generation because we're giving you the opportunities. We want you to do the best that you possibly can. Could I have the next slide, please? Thank you. And just to echo again what Mr. Manoj said in regards to exam boards. So our qualifications, they're world-class qualifications. We operate in many, many countries, many different regions. I work with schools across the MENAP region. We have about 20 members that work with schools in this region across the world. So it's not that an exam board is preferred, it's kind of how you would like to conduct the exams. And our modular system, which I'll talk about in a little bit more detail, is much preferred by students. Okay, so how our modular assessment works then. So we operate on this kind of building block approach. So you don't just do all units, all exams in the same exam season, as I said. You have the opportunity to focus on each unit, each paper. And your teachers are well equipped. You have fantastic teachers who are able to kind of focus on the content, teach you amazingly to ensure that you know what is available on each paper, that you have practiced perfectly well before you sit the exams, do an amazing job, forget that, get a great grade, and move on to the next unit and progress like this throughout your international A-level journey. Sorry, can we just go back 1 second? Thank you. So the benefit of this, of course, is that you are constantly getting this exam practice. You're not waiting 2 years to sit 4 exams, and that's the first time you've sat one. You're able to sit it in a modular fashion in 3 different exam series. So we have October, November, the January series, and then of course the May, June. So you're able to sit your different papers during these different series, and your exam staff will be able to help you with this. Sorry, again. Sorry. So basically, to summarise what I have on the slide here is the modular approach. And the reason why many schools in your area, in your country, in your region opt to do international A-level is because of the modular system. And we've had this running since 2016. So it's a really, really popular process. Many schools use this, many schools follow this, and they do amazingly well. And it's because of the constant exam feedback, the constant exam preparation that you have. And as your exam officer said, if you've sat 3 different papers with a different exam board, you then have to repeat all 3. But what if one paper you did a really, really good job and one not so well? You would have to repeat both papers on a different exam board. And for us, we want you to bank that top grade, focus and resit on the one that you want to improve, instead of restudying the whole qualification, right? Next slide, please. And again, so the IEL comparability. So we are the only exam board to offer qualifications in the UK. So we have our home-based qualifications and also the international A-level. And just a quick one about the international and why we have international qualifications as well as our home qualifications back in the UK. And the reason for that is essentially time difference. If you were doing an exam that was based in the UK at kind of 1 p.m, you'd have to start it at 5 p.m. here. So the reason we have international is so the timings of it work better. Secondly, we have the wording. It takes into consideration that everybody's English language levels are slightly different, albeit fantastic here, but it just takes that into consideration. And the comparability of this is that our IELs stick to that reform in the UK. So our A-levels and IELs, they are comparable, meaning the standards are just as high. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So here we just have that kind of summary here of what our modular qualifications look like. I'll let you have a look. We've got the focus on the different flexibility options in terms of different modular, different times that you can sit those papers. It can be a resit, it can be a first entry, whenever you feel you're ready, whenever staff feel that you're ready to sit those papers. The fact that our IELs, they open the doors to the best universities in the world. We work with ministries, we work with the government, we currently work with SPIA. I personally work with them because I manage schools in Sharjah, and they find the modular system very, very favourable. In fact, I'm currently working with them on the international GCSE modular system as well, because the IELs have worked so well that we've now dropped the modular down to international GCSE as well. So we work very closely with the ministry. And exactly as I said there, they're integrated for this transferable skills. So you guys can do the best that you possibly can, because we're on your side. We want to provide these opportunities to you. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. And just again, just an outline there of what our modular system looks like for you to have a look at. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So a huge focus there on modular, because that is the main difference between the current exam board that you're doing. One final comment on that is that we don't have a time limit. So I know that Cambridge, for example, if you sit a paper, you have 13 months before you can resit and redo that before your grade is kind of erased, so you have to start again. Whereas Pearson Edexcel, we don't have that time limit. So if you want to resit a paper, I mean, we don't encourage it, but if you want to get the best grade possible and you want to resit it multiple times, you absolutely can do that. What will happen is that your best grade out of the last two will be selected. Okay? So we want to work with you so you get the best opportunities possible. Does anybody have any questions?
If you have any questions regarding Edexcel board, you can ask Ms. Natasha. She'll be able to. But if you are having anything else, myself and Seema are here, and of course our staff are here. Regarding the board, Ms. Natasha can.
Thank you so much.
So we saw a slide where under Cambridge there were many subjects listed, and under Edexcel there were fewer subjects listed. So what are we exactly expecting? Like my child will be starting A level, AS level in September. So will it be a mix of both the systems, or how will it work?
I'm going to let you answer that. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the question. I just wanted to say that under Edexcel, we have listed almost all subjects. Under Cambridge, we had only two subjects, that is computer and ICT. So we are going to have that two subjects in Cambridge examination board for year 12 and 13 for your child. All the rest of the subjects, that is English, mathematics, business, sciences, everything is going to be under Edexcel examination system. That is modular one Natasha was explaining. Yeah.
So if my child is not choosing any of the two subjects which are under Cambridge, that means she will be totally with the Edexcel board. She will be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? I mean, it's not a case of if you have questions, you think of a question tonight or tomorrow that you feel like I've disappeared and you'll never see me again. I work very closely with your staff, they're amazing. So any questions that you have, just kind of cascade it to your kind of lead staff that you're in contact with, and of course, your amazing SLT will contact me directly for any queries that you might have. But just before I finish the Q&A, I just want to say thank you so much for having me, guys. It's really nice being invited to schools, speaking to parents directly, students directly, because at the end of the day, this is who we are working with. And any questions that you do have, please just ask. You know, that there's always questions that you might have. There we go, we've given you some time to think of one.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, I have a question. They're saying there are 4 units, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. But we only have 3 series. So will one of them be taken in the middle of one of those series?
Yeah, so it actually depends on what subject you do, because some IAS have 3 units. And it might be that the summer series, because you've had more time, you might sit 2 units in that summer series. So that is purely kind of up to you, up to your staff, how they feel in their experience, what knowledge that they need to retain, you guys need to retain it, and how you sit the exam. So the preparation for your exams is up to your fantastic staff, who have lots of access to Pearson Edexcel resources, Pearson Edexcel kind of teaching, training, etc., etc. So anything to do with kind of when and where you're going to sit the units is for your staff to kind of determine. We just give you the options, and then it might be that you sit all of them in summer, and you might resit in October, November of year 13. Yeah. So it's what works for you guys, how your staff is planning that. And I think that's the best part of our options, is that it's flexible. You don't have to do what the school next door is doing. Yeah, it's what works for you guys. Okay, well, I must have done a great job if there's not that many questions. Oh, we've got one. We've got a couple. Great.
Hi, my name is Farzana. Actually, I want to ask if my child wants to appear only in 2 subjects for AS and 1 subject while he will be in A levels. So is it possible?
Yeah, so that is to do with resits. Yeah. Yeah, so that just depends how your child has performed. It's when the resits are available in your school. It'll be up to your fantastic exam officer who will be doing multiple entries for you. So it's kind of how your student performs, essentially.
No, actually, I'm talking like if he skipped his one exam.
Yeah.
And he is able to do that one in A levels. It's not about performance. Like he wants to just enroll, he just wants to go for the 2 exams in AS and 1 exam in A levels.
Thank you very much for that question. It's a very case-specific requirement. So once we are sitting after knowing what subject your child is going to go, and after we see how he is performing, and then we can decide how this exam can be split. As Ms. Natasha said, that Edexcel gives the flexibility. So as you might have heard, there is exam in October, November series, there is January, so your child can sit all the time at system. How can we bring out the best for our children as an outcome? So when you take that grade sheet to any university, maybe if it is having the optimum performance of your child, getting a seat, getting a scholarship, or getting rated as best student, all these things are possible. So for you, we will support after you have decided which subject your child is going to go, and then looking at the paper options, we can decide on that. So it's thanks for asking that question.
Thank you so much.
It's a very case specific.
Hi, I'm just asking for everybody here. What is the BTech option and how does it differ from traditional A-levels?
Okay, that's also a great question, but I work on the Pearson Edexcel side of things, and so I didn't see what options you had for BTech yet. So I think that is going to be, again, a school-specific thing, right? So that's for you guys to kind of...
For what is BTech and how, when we are going through the subjects, that information would be given to you. And just for information, the students who are going to join us in the next academic year in year 12, we are opening that option, because you might have seen on the slide, it said if you are choosing only 2 subjects, there is space for you to have an additional qualification. So every detail will be given when they are discussing about that. Thank you, Natasha, for that.
And just to add to that question regarding BTech, guys at the back, just to answer, you can tap him later when he's not busy. In terms of your next steps, and it's as your principal said, you want to kind of work backwards. You want to think about where do you want to end up, what kind of degree you want to focus on, what is the requirement for that. And the universities will really specifically say 3 international AS level grades, whatever it is. Okay, so you kind of need to work backwards. So with regards to BTech, it's a fantastic option, but you have to make sure that that allows you to move on to your next stage. And again, we're working with ministries to kind of look at approval and looking at where that is going to take you. Okay? So I'm guessing that's all the questions done. And I just wanted to finally just reiterate, because I think this is a main question as well that I get when I do lots of parent information evenings. But interestingly, nobody asked it today, so I'll just answer it whilst I'm here. One of the main questions is, can my student, can my child, can I go to university with Pearson Edexcel qualifications? And the answer is absolutely. We work with the ministry, we work with universities around the world. We are an exam board. We provide qualifications around the world. We work with many schools. And if there is that slight case where you go to university and they say, oh, we need this attested, we have a whole team in the UK to make sure that you go on to your next steps. So please don't see this as a disadvantage. In fact, hopefully you will have seen that this is an advantage because you're doing modular, it's breaking down that knowledge that you have, and you don't have to sit all exams in one kind of stressful time already. We're on your side, we want to build that performance for you.
So I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
One is that, is this the first time WSS is going to have the Edexcel exam for A-levels?
We are already having Edexcel, ma'am. We are having it for mathematics and psychology. We already have Edexcel board in our school, and this year we are introducing it to the science subjects and commerce subjects.
Right. Second is that technically, like children give the exam with pencil and pen and all that, and I don't know if it is going to be online. Technically, there is any difference between the Cambridge exam or Edexcel exam?
No, that's a good question. The way we conduct the exams between the exam boards is exactly the same. The questioning is very consistent with Pearson Edexcel papers. With the sciences specifically, I think that's a conversation we've had with the science team as well regarding command words and how your staff will teach. The consistency is there. We do have options for on-screen, but not in the subjects that you're doing. So to answer your question, pen and paper in the exam hall, same kind of format, nothing will change in that regard. And that kind of shows that there isn't that massive difference to that. It's just the modular difference that we're focusing on.
We are aware of the time, so there is still a lot more to go.
Last thing.
Okay.
Like, there are
is it for Miss Natasha or is it for us?
Just anyone can answer that. Like in IGSC, they are preparing with the past papers, 99%. So same will be the case in Edexcel.
We have, just as a final point, we have papers from 2016, 2017. That's how long this qualification and this format has been running. This isn't a new thing. This isn't a new thing for your school as well. Your school has been delivering a few subjects, and now because of the success of that, we're introducing more, and I'll be here to support them. I'm going to pass over back, and any questions that you have, please just contact your staff and they'll contact me. But it's been lovely being here. Thank you so much for your kind attention, everybody.
Thank you very much, Ms. Natasha. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha, for your time and for enlightening us about the course.
Now, I invite our wonderful 6th form student representatives, Arjun, Ardra, Raima, Tako, Ibn, and Selino onto the stage. They will be sharing an overview of the subjects offered in the 6th form, drawing from their own academic experiences and perspectives.
Good afternoon, everyone. We will be our AS representatives here, and we will be presenting the 6th form subject structure for 2026 to 2028.
So the 6th form includes the year 12, which is also known as the advanced subsidiary level or AS level, and year 13, which is also known as A level, AL or A2. To proceed to 6th form, students must pass a minimum of 5 IGCSEs and achieve at least a grade B in subjects they wish to continue in AS.
Right. They must also pass 2 AS levels or 1 full AL level for equivalency and maintain strong attendance and behavior. Students may choose up to 2 to 4 subjects. BTech is recommended for students choosing only 2 A levels.
As you all know, our school will be switching to Pearson Edexcel in the following academic year for most subjects. However, 2 subjects will continue following the Cambridge board. What are they?
So 2 subjects, computer science and information technology, still follow the Cambridge syllabus. In AS level computer science, students will be taking 2 papers, papers 1 and 2, each of 75 marks. Paper 1 tests theory, units 1 to 8, while paper 2 tests programming skills, units 9 to 12, and it includes writing answers in pseudocode. In A levels, students again take 2 papers. Papers 3 and 4, each of 75 marks, while paper 3 tests theory units 13 to 20. Paper 4 is a practical exam where students must submit a program code and evidence of testing. The programming can be done in 3 languages, Java, Visual Basic or Python, but here at school we mainly focus on Python. Moving on, for IT or information technology, in AS level, students again take 2 papers, paper 1 and 2. Paper 1 tests theory, units 1 to 11, while paper 2 is a practical exam based on units 8 to 11. In A level, students again take paper 3 and 4. Paper 3, which tests theories units 12 to 21, while paper 4 is a practical exam mainly based on units 17 to 21 and it may include units 8 to 10. Although we are switching, most of our subjects are switching from Cambridge to Edexcel, two of our subjects are already provided in Edexcel. Ivan, what are these subjects?
Well, one of them are Edexcel AS and A-level mathematics. Mathematics are assessed through 6 papers, all taken with a calculator and designed to test both core math skills and applied understanding. For AS level, students take pure math 1 and 2 papers, plus 1 applied unit, either mechanics 1 or statistics 1. At A level, students complete pure mathematics 3 and 4, along with 2 applied units. They can either continue with mechanics or statistics at level 2, or take level 1 of either option. These cover algebra, functions, calculus basics, as well as in mechanics, motion and kinetics, pairing well with physics. Or analyzing data and probability in statistics, making it great for common subjects. Across all papers, the exam assesses problem solving, mathematical reasoning, and application through pure maths, mechanics, and statistics. For the world of letters, here's Taco.
For students pursuing literature, law, psychology, business, media, international relations, or any other courses that require strong academic writing, our school provides Edexcel English language to support them. There are 4 papers. In AS, there is paper 1 and paper 2. Both of them are 100 marks. And then in A levels, there's paper 3 and 4, and both of them are 100 marks. Now, let's talk about subjects that actually switch to Edexcel. Selena, could you give us some intel on the science subjects that our school provides?
Ah yes, science. Truly mankind's greatest step towards understanding the unknown. Well then, it's also perfect for all those who are interested in pursuing engineering or becoming a doctor. Pearson Edexcel offers 3 science subjects in particular: biology, chemistry, and physics. And within all 3 subjects, there are 6 papers. The pattern, the same for all. And 2 of those papers are practical skill papers, although written, and are each worth 50 marks. The rest 4 papers are split between AS and A2. The 2 papers that are AS are worth 80 marks each, while the 2 papers in A2 weigh 90 marks each. Now, what about the commerce students? Raima, care to help us out?
Thank you, Zeleno. So unlike the science subjects, accounting has only 1 paper. For accounting at AS, there is 1 paper for the accounting system and costing. It's a 3-hour paper consisting of 200 marks, so it's quite heavy. That's 1 unit. It consists of 100% of the IAS and 50% of the entire IAL, so it carries a lot of weight. The paper has compulsory multi-part questions and then some choice in section B. It's very structured and calculation focused, and you get methods for marks and working. So accuracy and layout really matter. At A2, you then complete the remaining units to make up the full IAL. Whereas for business, Edexcel Business is modular. At AS, you do Unit 1 based on marketing and people, and Paper 2 is managing business activities. Each is a 2-hour paper, 80 marks altogether. Together they make up the IAS, and each unit contributes to 25% of the full IAL. Then at A2, you do Paper 3, which is on business decisions and strategy, and Paper 4, which is on global business. Again, 2 hours each and 80 marks each. So overall, it's 4 separate exams. The papers are mainly case study based with a mix of short questions and longer 8, 10 or 20 mark questions where evaluation is really important. Now, isn't there one more commerce subject left, Ivan?
Ah yes, the world of economics. The Pearson Edexcel economics qualification is assessed through 4 equally weighted exam papers, each worth 80 marks, covering key areas of the subject. Unit 1, or Paper 1, markets in action. Paper 2, macroeconomic performance and policy, are each 1 hour and 45 minutes each, with multiple choice questions, short answers, data response, and 1 essay. Paper 3, business behavior, and Paper 4, developments in the global economy, are 2 hours each and include multiple choice, a data response question, and 2 more essays. Students will take Paper 1, 2, and 3 in your AS level and Paper 4 in A level. Overall, the exams test not just knowledge, but how well you can apply theory, analyze data, and evaluate real-world economic situations.
For psychology, already we should consider that IGCSE students take Edexcel Psychology. However, for the next batch, we're going to be introducing Edexcel A-levels. There are 4 papers. In AS, there is paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, students will learn about social and cognitive psychology, and it's 64 marks. In paper 2, they learn about biological psychology, learning theories, and development, and it's 96 marks. For A-level, there's paper 3 and paper 4. In paper 3, they'll be learning application of psychology, that will be 64 marks, and in paper 4, they'll be learning clinical psychology and psychological skills, which is 96 marks. Now, Arjun, can you give us a bit more context on BTech?
Definitely. So BTech is a separate option compared to your normal A-levels. BTech stands for Business and Technology Education Council, and it's an up-and-coming option provided by the Pearson Edexcel board. It differs from regular A-levels in a way where the students picking it usually look for a career in that subject, so it's a very hands-on option, and it has the added advantage of not having a high-pressure final exam. BTech business is very hands-on, it's very skill-based, and it's coursework heavy. Our school offers 2 sizes for level 3 BTech business. The subsidiary diploma, which is equivalent to 1 international A-level, and the diploma, which is equivalent to 2 international A-levels. For the subsidiary diploma, there are 4 units, out of which 2 are mandatory, and at least 1 is externally assessed. And doing the 2 minimum would give you a weightage of 50%. For the diploma BTech, there are 9 units, of which 5 are mandatory, of which 2 are externally assessed. Doing the minimum, which is 5 units, would give you a weightage of 67%. BTech is definitely a very varied option from the regular A-levels, so it's suggested for students that take 2 subjects.
Thank you, Arjun, and thank you, everyone. We hope our explanation cleared out any doubts you have, and for further inquiries,
don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, students, for your time, effort, and I'm certain that our Year 11 students will be able to make better informed decisions based on what you guys have shared here. Before we end, I request everyone to please stand for the GEMS song.
Teachers who guide us from darkness to light, we stand determined
Please be seated.
This brings us to the end of sixth form options meeting for 2026-2028. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for joining us and happy weekend to all. Parents, please feel free to approach the sixth form team, heads of departments, our career guidance counselor and the examination officers for further clarification or support regarding subject choices and future pathways. Thank you.